actually feel well enough to be out today. I believe it is May the 10th. I might be off by a day. I'm just getting a little quick air here. This is actually the parking area of a cemetery. I do not go in the cemetery to detect. I may go in and take some photos of the cemetery because it's pretty neat. But there used to be an old church associated with this area, which I have been trying to find for a while. And over in this area, I have found square nails and the like. So I'm going to go back over it again with the new updates to the simplex and see if I can get a better beat on where the building was back in the day. There really isn't much historical about it that I've been able to find. But I'm going to give it a look real quick, and then I might do a separate video on the side of the cemetery since I'm here and it's a pretty cool place. So hang in there, we'll be right back. Our first signal is pretty jumpy, but I saw some 23, 24 in the jump, and that's where I usually find nickels and the like, gold occasionally. So ground is really, really hard. My ground balance came up around 52, which was a little weird. And there's places out here too where I believe they have buried trash. That looks like a piece of old brick right there. So that's actually a good sign. Like I said, there supposedly at one time was a church on this property, and the cemetery was behind it. But I do not know if the cemetery was, or the church was way up by the road, or if the cemetery was actually right behind it. I've never been able to pin that down. I've been to the Historical Society and the library, neither of which have been able to tell me very much. Oh my, I don't know what I just got there. Let's see, it might just be some wire. That's what it looks like. Yes indeed, folks. It is some old barbed wire. Well, it's a relic. It is barely diggable. It is hard as a rock. We were supposed to get some rain, but it never came. I'm just putting a little tiny bit of my water in the hole. See if I can soften it up. I got a signal. It might only be a penny, and it might be junk, but you know, it is what it is. I haven't been out for a while. I'll take a penny even. This is a pretty big signal though, so I'm thinking it's canned slaw. And that's looking like slaw de can. So I'm probably not going to finish digging that hole. I might take one more scoop, but I think it's just a can. Definitely just a can. And it's down in there. The ground is so hard, I can't get it out right now. I'll probably end up redigging this one later just to remove it. I try to take them out when I can, but it's just too hard, and my energy level's not that high, so we'll just be skipping it and putting it back in the ground for now. A modicum of success. Down here in this little hole that was really hard for me to dig, I found another square nail. This is the third one I have found over in this section. So I have some reason to believe that this might be the area where the old church was. This ground is incredibly hard. I need a jackhammer to get into it, but there we go. So that's kind of groovy. It's a relic. I nailed it. Try to dig this live. And I got it. It's a little bouncy, but it's between an 89 and a 91, and that's usually where quarters come up on my simplex. And it didn't seem to be super duper down deep. ground's a little softer over here, so I thought I'd give her a go. See if there's anything here with my name on it. Let's get Mr. K-Rot out here. See what he can tell me about this. One thing he's telling me is my item is probably not a quarter. It could be, but I'm missing it. Widen the search area a tad. As you can see, we really can't make a good plug here, and I don't think this is going to be what I think it is, or what it rang up as. It's looking like it's a dadgum can ringing up at that level. That is so crazy. It's an oldie though. It's a Schlitz. Nothing like being a little irreverent and having a beer down at the church site. Oh well, it's out of there. Sure did ring up like a quarter though. I don't seem to see anything else in there. Nothing else. I don't see anything else in that hole, so we'll fill it back up. Not what we thought. I wasn't finding anything but trash, so I have left my detector and shovel up at the entrance gate. I don't want anyone to think I'm in here detecting graves, because that's not part of my plan. Some people do it. I'm not one. I'm just going to show you some of the burials here. This is a child, Thomas Burton, born 1900, died 1903. Next to him is Wilma Burton, who was probably an infant, born and died 1911. Wiley C. Burton, 1866 to 1922. I'm going to guess this is probably the father of these two. Then we have Beulah Knight Burton, 1873 to 1950, who I believe is probably the wife of Wiley C. I'm not positive on any of these. I am not familiar with this cemetery. This is the Parsons, Martha Ellen Parson, born October 27, 1867, died June 10, 1942. Next to Charles H. Parson, January 20th, 1870 to January 11, 1923. We have a lot of these lovely little wild lilies that spring up in the south. I love them. Then we have over here, we have a lot of spaces that look like they probably have graves in them with no markers. I see a lot of anthills, so you know I'm going to be running through there. I don't see any sign of any markers, but clearly there are some indentations which would lead me to believe there may well be some. Then over here, this is a fairly old marker, I'm sure. It actually is off its pedestal. It belongs on here. I had at one time, I don't know if you can see, some pretty ornate scroll work along it. I do not like this. Okay, this is hard to get to for me. Herschel Johnson, August 2nd, I can't read very well, 18 something, 18 something one, died November 17th, 1903. Now thou art gone beyond the regular. I can't read that. I'm sorry, folks. I can't bend down far enough. Beyond the reach of woe, where sorrows, tears shall ever cease to flow. That was a rough one there. I thought maybe there'd be somebody on the other side, but there is not. That is a single marker. Hope I got the name right on it. It's a little difficult. Some more blank space. I'm going to go till my camera battery dies, and then I can come back here at another time. We have a lot of these raised. They're kind of fake tombs. Yeah, I mean, the burials are in the ground, but then the markers are laid flat on top. This is J.D. Coker, born February 13th, 1888. Died February 28th, 1920. Father to possibly Lily Grace. I can't tell what that says. These are in pretty bad shape. And I didn't bring a flashlight, which really does help. But maybe we can find something until we meet in, maybe it's Father of Holy Grace. I really can't read that one. It's pretty blackened. Then again, more open space, probably room for 8 to 10 markers in there. And we get to Alfred Percy Mcrae, born March 19th, 1913, died December 5th, 1914. Just a child. Probably the child of Edgar L. Mcrae, September 26, 1873 to August 26, 1953. That marker, those two markers are together. Then there's 4 empty spaces with no markers before you get to the road. I'm going to try to do this side to side. It's just easier. I'm going to have to do this in more than one trip. This is Ida Turner Jones, May 3rd, 1887, March 3rd, 1970. Next to Robert Lee Jones, January 1885, December 28th, 1946. Collier Claude Jones, a much newer looking marker with a little damage on it. August 1, 1924, December 30th, 2005. These are much more recent. So the cemetery's been here a while. Lonnice Brown Jones, April 27, 1923, January 19th, 2014. Marjorie Grace Jones, September 30th, 1922, May 30th, 1924. Again, a child. Then we have, I don't know if this is a plot marker or a footstone. A lot of times these are just location markers so that the undertakers knew what rows they were on. A couple open spaces there. This one is terribly obscured. Julia Virginia, wife of George W. Turner, October 31st, 1852 to July 2nd, 1919. Sadly, very, very dark. George W. Turner, his has got some damage right here. And it has an inscription I'm not going to be able to read. He was born October 9th, 1850, died July 6th, 1910. And I'm sorry I can't read this. I should have brought a flashlight. I didn't really plan on reading stones today. It was just an idea. Starts out with they, but I can't read it. I'll try it again another day. This one is also severely damaged. This is Myrtle Lee, wife of J.J. Edwards, and she may be a Turner because she's right in all these Turners. Born April 30th, 1878, died September 15th, 1901. I'm sorry, I can't read the inscriptions. I am trying, but I came ill prepared to do this. It was just an afterthought when I didn't find anything on the detecting trip. This huge marker here, it's a double and it's monstrously big. This is James Polk Turner, 1875 to 1917. Along with, I'm assuming, his wife, Blanche Perry Turner, 1885 to 1919. These are some huge, huge markers, probably some of the biggest in the cemetery. And from there, it goes back over to the fence. I think I might have missed this. This is clearly a marker, a tomb, but there is no accompanying marker. I don't know if they have been moved or if that one actually belonged over here. There's no way to tell you who that is. It's brick with concrete over it. Okay, to the next row, we have some spaces before the fence. Another one of the markers, which I don't believe these are footstones. They have no anything on them. Another damaged grave. Elbert Ashley Seago or Sago, S-E-A-G-O, September 18, 1926 to March 14, 1930. So that's a child. This is a very old marker here. It looks to be a child. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything off of this. Got a little bird on it. Elsie Mae Seago or Sago. Probably a sibling. Born and died September 2nd, 1916. Tiny little marker there. Here's another very older one, not in very good shape. This is Harley M. Seago or Sago, November 6, 1890, November 15th, 1896, asleep in Jesus. I'm running out of air. I may stop after the end of this row. Joseph Seago or Sago. No, I'm not digging. I'm still wearing my belt though, and things are falling out of it. September 3rd, 1899 is the death date. I missed the February 4th, 1887 is the birth date. There's a little inscription down there, but I can't get down there to read it. I really need a partner when I do these. Robert Seago, 22nd of November, 1849. January 29th, 1919. This one looks like it used to have more of a top on it than it does, but that's all gone. Eunice Mcrae, Seago. And if somebody could tell me if this is Seago or Sago, I would appreciate it. It's S-E-A-G-O. Born April 23rd, 1856. Died June 22nd, 1932. The one next to it belongs on here, but as you can see, it's terribly damaged and has been laid flat in the ground. This is Daniel Curry Seago, born March 20th, 1880. I'm not sure. I'm going to say it looks like 1881. Died November 29, 1928. Dearest brother, thou hast left us here thy loss. We deeply feel, but 'tis God at, I can't read that word. It is God that hath bereft us. He call all our sorrows heals. I don't think that's call. Oh, he can all our sorrows heal. Okay. I don't know if it's Hoke or Hokey. S. Seago. June 13th, 1894 to March 25th, 1958. Another of the full slabs. Then there's some more spaces. There are flowers lying around out here, but I do not feel that they are actually on graves. They appear to have blown away, and I'm going to guess they may have come out of here. So just to make that a little better, we'll just put them in there. Now these little ones might be footstones or just little stone markers. There's nothing on them, so I am not sure of their purposes. I'm back to the road. Carrie Bell Thomas, mother, on earth, December 30th, 1891, in heaven, June 27th, 1939. And another one of those, which I think are the lot markers. I don't think they're anything but that. Although this one I am approaching may be, simply because of what it's made of. I do not know. There is no marking on it. I'm going to pick up these other flowers here and just put them somewhere because they don't need to be lying on the ground. I know they blew off of someone's grave, and I'm sorry, I don't know whose. So, whoever's flowers they were, I hope they don't mind sharing them. I used to do this with my cousin Mary up in Iowa back in the 90s. Walk cemeteries. But I'm older now, and it's very hard. This is kind of, I thought this was a child's grave, but it is not. And people still come here because it has this lovely cross. I might be missing it. Oh, goodness. It has a cross, and then it has what appears to be a homemade marker, but it's very, very well done. Has a little cross here, then some leaves, little marble set in some concrete. Mary Jane Seago, August 11, 1935 to 4/22/2019. So this is just last year. Has some little angel solar marker on it and a cross solar marker. I'm thinking this may be the wife of Joseph H. Seago Sr., September 27, 1923 to March 22nd, 1993, whom is next to that. Barney Stevens Seago, July 27, 1892, February 17, 1954. A large number of this family in this cemetery. Emma Lou Nichols Seago, October 21, 1898, October 29, 1957. Next to Maxie Ashley Seago, July 26, 1896, June 25th, 1950. And these are both the ones with the slabs over them. And then we have another marker. Then we get into an interesting section of old graves mixed with new graves, some with footstones. I'm going to stop here and take a rest after I do these children and this row. This one has the little lamb on the top, and it is Ralph D Purvis, born December 25th, 1905, died March 5th, 1906. So this little baby was only alive a few months. Next to John E. Purvis, born April 17th, 1912, died December 7th, 1913. This one has some terrible damage here. I really wish I had people that could come and help me fix them like I used to up in Iowa. This is James D. Purvis, July 6, 1916, died November 17th, 1917. This poor family had a terrible time with baby boys. It is so sad. Here we have the larger Purvis monument, which I'm going to assume are the parents of those three children. This marker with the scroll just says Purvis. Over here we have Elias Frank Purvis, born February 8, 1877, died January 17, 1922. Next to Eva Dodd Purvis, September 14, 1880, died July 28, 1969. Then we have a number of empty spaces. Another one of these, which like I said, I believe they're markers for the spaces because they all seem to line up down through the cemetery. And we have James Stephen Howard, who must have been a hunter. He's got a 4-point buck on his marker. October 19th, 1953 to August 28th, 2014. Next to Deborah Jean Howard, who was a sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. Thank you for your service. Born March 11th, 1955, died May 22nd, 2008. I'm back at the road now. And the next row, which I'm going to take a break before I do, has 1, 2, 4, approximately 8 open spaces. And things get real hairy on this row. I'm going to take a little break right now and get a drink of water and change the camera battery. And I might finish this side of the cemetery before I leave. I'll be right back. Charged up with some water and new batteries. We are now at Marie, wife of Claude Christian, born December 13th, 1880, died September 11th, 1909. Next to it, this one does have a footstone, nothing written on it. This is going to be a hard one to read, and it's very wobbly. Has some nice scroll work at the top. I can't really Jesse, J-F, no, I can't tell. Jesse, J-E-S-S-E-E. Jesse Dodd Sr. I can't tell. July 27th. I can't tell. 1811. September 15th, 1891. That's a pretty old one. At rest. Okay, then there's this. This is just sad. I don't even know how to describe this. This is just sad. The top is completely gone. I don't see anything with any text of any kind on either side. Just pieces of concrete. That's just terribly sad. I wish I could tell. I'm going to guess it's a Dodd, because that's a Dodd. And now I am at Charlie R. Dodd, Private Troop K, 16th Cavalry, born March 8th, 1888, died May 1st, 1918. It might be 1918. So this is World War I or Spanish-American War. Next time I think of it, I'll try to get some flags for this place. I'm trying to read the inscription. We something, our loss, will be your gain, his gain, and something with Christ, he's gone to reign. Now maybe I can figure the rest of that out at home. This is another one that is very broken. This is Annie Laura Dixon, December 20th, 1884, May 26, 1915. She was a loyal friend, noble daughter, and a devoted wife and mother. She's got some damage here. I do not, sometimes these have children or something on the back, but this, I do not see any such thing. And I'm not sure, I don't really believe this piece right here is part of this grave. I think this possibly may belong on the one that's just torn to heck. It's hard to say. There's also a finial sitting up here that I'm not sure belongs on there either. It does not look to be of the same stone. Someone has just placed it up there for safekeeping, and that's fine. Here we have Lizzie Lee Dodd, March 26, 1879 to January 11, 1901, asleep in Jesus. Next to Rosa Alberta Dodd, November 6, 1882, December 25th, 1893. Aw, gone home. Little baby. Died on Christmas. That's sad. Bordy Wine Dodd, born 1844, I'm sorry, died September 9th, 1906. Etta Wooten Dodd, born 1853, died December 15th, 1893, at rest. This one at the bottom says, was blind but now I see. This is Louise C. Harrell, September 1st, 1914 to January 20th, 2004. Next to James D. Harrell, January 23, 1913, May 16th, 1996. And at the bottom, I kind of like it, it says, mighty fine. So he must have been mighty fine. Oh, don't want to get into ants. Oh no. I hope I did not. I've had that issue in the past. But I have spray on me this time, boy. I'm only going to do these 2 more and then I'm packing it up for the day, I think. This is Margaret Hendry Harrell, wife of L.A. Harrell, February 5th, 1880, June 30th, 1964. This one has a footstone. If there's anything on it, it's not legible. I'm keeping a close eye on my feet to make sure I didn't get an ant. This one is terribly destroyed also. It's quite old, I think. I don't know if I can even read it. I can't tell what this, at the top, okay, at the top is the cross through the crown. W.S. South. No, that's not what it says at all. Now that I step back, it says Missouri. M-I-S-S-O-U-R-I, Missouri. Wife of Duncan D Sinclair. Wife of W.D. Sinclair, born November 23, 1837. Died something, Texas. Laramie, Texas, I think it says. I'm not sure. Died at W-I-N-A, something Texas. January 17th, 1902, and then there's a little scroll underneath that. I can't read where the place in Texas was, but perhaps I can look that up. The grave is in awful condition. Next to it is another Sinclair. This one's in a little better shape. Footstone, no marker. I mean, no writing. This one has the clasped hands at the top and is Duncan D Sinclair, born January 28th, 1826, died February 19th, 1894. Probably the husband of the lady who died in Texas. Another one with a footstone that is crammed up right to this, but this one does have initials on it that say MSD. So, but they don't match the stone right here. This is Kate S. Sinclair, wife of A.A. Duggar, born October 26th, 1862, died September 30th, 1887. Something dead which blank the Lord. I can't make that one out. But that footstone doesn't seem to belong to this headstone. This marker is pretty ornate and had spaces on it for other names, but it does not appear any other names have been placed on it other than Marion M., wife of O.A. Worley, October 16, 1872 or 22, 72, March 21st, 1892, beautiful and talented, at rest. And this one, I do believe that this finial belongs on, because there is a hole up here for the finial. It does also have a footstone. Does not appear to have any writing on it. Yes, actually it does. And this one does say MMW, which would be Marion M. Worley. So that one's correct. This has a part of a footstone embedded in it. And it is also a Sinclair, has the surname at the bottom. This is Ludi, daughter of D and M. Sinclair, born March 15, 1871, died April 8, 1900, asleep in Jesus. There are, over here, there is artwork of a flower. So this one has artwork of a crown. So these stones were made. This one also has the crown. These stones were made to have additional names added, but none were. Then we have a blank. Then we have J.H. Johnson, September 6th, 1867, June 29th, 1890. Peaceful V something. It says our brother at the bottom. Peaceful V silent slumber. Peaceful be silent slumber. Ooh, this one's kind of hard. Roxana Lenora, wife of W.S. Johnson, May 8th, 1847, February 8th, 1906. In good hands with something, to be, I can't read that, and loving father, and this one says precious mother at the bottom. Okay. Be a chosen, I just can't make this out. Maybe I can if I enlarge it at home. I'm sorry. This is Winfield Scott Johnson, February 17th, 1847, March 30th, 1926. Here is one who is sleeping in faith and love, with hope that is treasured in heaven above. And then we have a couple more spaces and just the base of a marker. I have looked around it. There is no surname on it, sadly. So we have no idea. We have about 4 more spots, followed by one that's been knocked over. I don't know if I can stand this back up or not. Kind of weak that way, but I'm going to give it a go because I don't like this kind of thing. It really annoys me. But I am not strong enough. It's for another day. I'll have to get some help. This is Elizabeth Morrill, M-O-R-E-L-L. January 5th, 1845, August 20th, 1928, at rest. And then there's nobody else all the way to the road, which runs right up the center of the cemetery. This is how far I have gone. My car is way back there. And I have done this section up to here. I'm gonna keep going, I think, a little bit more. And this row is kind of strange. It is pretty much empty. I think there's an actual row in there, but I'm not sure. It might be children's graves. These are. Infant son of B.C. and Alice Devane. There's a lot of Devanes in this county. Born and died December either 13 or 18, 1882. Sarah M. Pownell, P-O-N-E-L-L, born June something, 1846, died February 6th, 1883. So that's not a child. This is Rachel E. Pownell, I guess it's Powell, not Pownell, P-O-W-E-L-L. Born August 9th, 1824, died May 2nd, 1897. So I thought these were children, but they're not. This doesn't appear to have any writing on either side, so I cannot tell you about that. That may have been put there to prop something else up, I'm not sure. Samuel J. Powell, born January 20th, 1820, died July 9th, 1883, I'm sorry. Then we got a whole bunch of blanks. Blank, blank, blank and blank. All the way over to Emmy Powell Mcrae, 1850 to 1896. And I'm guessing her spouse, Eli Mcrae, 1846 to 1922. And I got this one more row here. I'm going to give it a go. This footstone says E.T. Oh, there's a bunch of empties going all the way to the fence. Then it comes back over here. Footstone says E.T. Elliot Treadway, I believe. Born January 1st, 1821. Died March 26th, 1899. So, empty space. Then we have some real sad looking stuff here. Susan E. Folsom, wife of A. Treadway, April 9th, 1858, August 7, 1883. We'll get to the sad piece in a minute. A footstone here that says M.E.T. Mary E., daughter of something and S.A. Treadway. Oops. I can't read this, I'm so sorry. November something, 13, 18, 1871 maybe. And I just can't get down there far enough to read the bottom. There is a little inscription, but I'm so sorry. I am unable to read that. I'll see if I can find the info online to fill in the blanks. Another footstone, no initials. Mary Folsom, born November 10th, 1887, or 1, I can't really tell. Died February 12, maybe, 1876. I am so sorry. Something at rest with and evermore. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure on that one. This one, sadly, the marker is destroyed beyond anything. This one, someone tried to fix it at one time. A beautiful little marker, rose, belongs to, in loving memory of Miss Elizabeth C. Olliff, Olliff, born April 4th, 1826, died December 2nd, 1907. The true in heart shall see God. That's a nice marker. I'd like to see that fixed. This also is very sad. This is Susanna Olliff, Olliff, born March 5th, 1834, February 25, 1909. I have a blank space. Addie Helen with 2 L's, daughter of B.C. and Alice Devane, January 10th, 1886 to July 21st, 1886. So this was an infant child. Having a hard time with this one, that's for sure. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get much of anything here. Have to get the boys from Sidestep Adventures. They're really good at it. I just can't get the name here. Abington, I think, is one of the names on it. Born something 23rd, 1818. Died, I think, September or February 8th, 1873. Something I can't read, except the last part says, comfort to this mourners give. I'll have to research that one a little more. I'm doing this pretty quickly. This one has a little footstone. In memory of something M. It's not Emmy or Mary. It's like Mamie or Maddie, maybe. Mattoy. I don't know. It's odd. Middle initial M. Wife of something Levitt. That one next to it's probably Levitt, because the one I couldn't read. Levitt C. Atherton. Born June 18th, 1818, I think. Died April 16, 1870 something. 71 maybe. And another scripture thing that I can't read. I'll see if I can research it. Then we got nothing. I'm out in the road now, so that's the end of that row. Now we have this one really strange thing behind that row before I get to a big open space. And the strange thing is this. It is just a big pile of what was once someone's grave. Nothing but bricks. No marker, no nothing. It is behind Susan E. Folsom Treadway. So it may be part of that family. Then, I don't think I did this. Irvin Treadway, born March 3rd, 1901. Died November something, 1901 or 1911. And next to that, I'm pretty sure these are Treadway children. This is Lois Treadway, October 12th, 1916, February 15th, 1917. So I'm guessing that pile of bricks is a Treadway. Then we have this massive space of, I'm going to say 2 rows wide, where there's nothing. Absolutely no markers. There are indentations in the ground periodically, which tell me there may at one time have been people interred here, but I am not seeing them. Now I'm going to cut all the way back over to the corner. This is the oldest part, I think, back here of the entire cemetery. And I'm going to do this half, finish it off, and then I'll come back another day and do part 2, because this is already a very long video. A few little wildflowers blooming along the fence. I think these are phlox. They appear to be phlox. If I'm wrong, someone tell me. I can't even focus on them. The GoPro's not the best for this. Okay. Way back in the corner, along the fence line, we have an above ground tomb with no marker. I think the marker for it may be back there, but I could be wrong. We have a space. Then we have Iva Bell Daly, born June 22nd, 1886, died October 14, 1916. Behind that is Joshua D. Daly. This is a Woodman's of the World Memorial. I'm surprised it's not one of the tree stump variety. February 13, 1870 to May 20th, 1917. And for those who don't know what Woodman of the World was, you will periodically see markers in cemeteries that look like tree stumps or trees. The Woodman of the World was an insurance provider who provided for burials. So, okay, this is not part of that other stone. This is a separate marker. And I don't have a brush. Yeah, we have a problem. The camera does not want to shut off. Never had this issue before. Usually I can't get it to stay on. Maybe the case is inhibiting